Ugh, my life. So this is the passenger side braces that hold your gas tank up. They're usually two-piece. There's this one here that bolts to the frame. See the bolts? 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole, 4 hole. And then up here where the holes are, that's where your straps are attached to. Now the straps are bad. I had to replace them. And then you've got this other piece that welds to there. This piece right here. This piece right here welds to like right there over top. And what it does is it has a stud right here that holds that plastic gas protector that you put up under these trucks. And I'm not putting mine back up under there because that's what caused the leak in the first place. Dirt and debris and water got up between the two and caused a leak in my gas tank. And other than just housing that stud, it's the only reason it's there, I went ahead and ground them off because I had to get to this anyway, and ground them off and took them off. And I did the same thing on the other side. This has been a real chore. So I ground it down real good, cleaned it up real good, degreased it, and I sprayed it black. That'll protect it. So I thought I'd throw in here, since this is the beginning of this, I'm going to take you out front and show you a couple things with the truck that you might run into. But what I will show you is a way to save some money. See this right here? You see all these right here? They're all different sizes. The small ones, they were the small ones. There was 12 of these in there. Lord knows how many of these other styles are in here. This was $6.99 at Harbor Freight. Instead of paying $3.99 for a pair at your local auto parts store, which they were the other day, $3.99 for 2 hose clamps each. I went ahead with that. So then, see this? See all these big ones? All these big ones? All the different sizes? Yeah. $6.99 for that too. And if you do like I do and you're always working on stuff, hose clamps always come in handy. So before you spend $3.99 for 2, by the time you buy 4, you done bought a whole box of these. And the same with these. Look, I mean, just look at this quantity. Unbelievable. And I already pulled some out. That's a good way to save money. Go to Harbor Freight, buy their kits. Hose clamp assortments. See what it's got? Look at that. For $6.99. Look at that. You cannot beat it. Whew, my Lord, this has been a chore. So I went ahead and ordered all new hoses. I've got all new hoses that are going from the fuel lines back to the sending units, and I've got new hoses for the filler necks. See the filler neck? See my filler neck? This is the one side, and it's got the vent right there, and I've got all new hoses for that as well. I painted that black, putting a coat of paint on everything. I'm going to take my gas tank, and I'm going to spray that as well. That'll protect it. So, see my sending unit? I've got that all ready to go into my new gas tank. So let me take you out front and show you a couple things I run into. So what I noticed on the driver's side is that when I took this down and took these clamps off for that gas tank protector, which I'm not going to use, I noticed that he had replaced these straps before and he had welded it in there. Some of it had started rusting out around here, and I ground it all down nice and clean. I just degreased this. The same with this one. So you can see where it's been welded. I'm going to come back. I'm going to clean it up real good, and I'm going to extra weld it. And like I said, this part right here, this part, all it really was up under there, and it has just this nut on it. The only thing it does is holds that nut for the gas tank protector, the big plastic cover. That's a lot of metal for that. Don't even need it. So I've got this degreased. I'm getting ready to clean it up. I'll be spray painting this as well. Oh, and for all you pigeon fans, there's some of my pigeons. They're on the ground chilling out. Pretty ones, ain't they? Coming from everywhere. Yeah, I let them out today. They're flying around. It's because it's running hard. The deer have come in and eat almost everything that I've tried to grow this year. And there's Bug. Hi, Bug. My German Shepherd. She's getting ready to turn 5. Love her. As you can see, I got the gas tank off. I dropped it on the ground. That was the driver's side. The reason being is I was going to go ahead and, you know, when they replaced the strap and they replaced the center unit, you can tell. This is a new center unit. I'm not even sure how old the gas tank is, but it's a new center unit. But when I went to pull the hoses off here to replace it with new fuel hoses, some of the couple of the clamps are almost impossible to get to. You must have put those clamps on first and then put the gas tank on, so there was no way to even get to the clamps without dropping the gas tank. And a couple of them I wasn't too sure about, and when I went to pull them off, they pulled right off. They weren't even tight. So it's a good thing I did this. Like I said, I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to spray all this. We got some of the side cleaned up already over there. But that's what I ran into, that issue. Like I said, you see the filler necks. I've got new hoses. I got new filler neck hoses coming in here. And for this right here, I'm unhooking it here and unhooking it there. And without using all this metal in the middle, I've got some 5/8 hose that's going to go from one to the end. It's the same daggone thing. I'm getting ready to pull these off so I can clean it up and paint it. Whew. The back of the bed looks pretty good. There's a little bit of rust over there, and I'm going to fix it before I put the new bed in, before I put the bed back on. See right here how bad it rusts? I pulled this off by hand. So we don't even need that, because the only thing it does is this stud right here is under there like that, and it holds that plastic piece that we're not putting back on here anyway. Driver's side didn't have one. They never put it back on. Passenger side had one. That's what I'm saying. That's where the problem started. I've got my 12-bolt rear that's in the shop, getting ready to rebuild. We're getting ready to yank this out. A buddy of mine's going to rebuild it. It's going to have 370 gears in it. It's going to be a posi unit. This is a 10-bolt. It's getting ready to be gone. And that's where we're at right now. We're going to clean it up, spray it down. I'm going to patch that corner on the back side right there. I'm going to spray this back with some paint for the time being, just to protect it. And then I'm going to start working on this bed eventually too. It's only got a couple little rust spots in it. But yeah, I would recommend replacing the fuel lines. Any chance you get to some of your old rubber fuel lines, replace them suckers. Now what I'm probably going to do is put a new port in there where it switches back and forth. But what I'm going to do is wait till I get everything back together, and one day I'll drive over to my cousin's shop and I'll put it up on his lift and pull it out then, because there's so many hoses going so many different directions and it's so tight. I'm not going to try to do it from on the ground. I'm not. And another thing is, you see how big this gas tank is. The one that came out of the driver's side was a 16 gallon. This is a 20 gallon. So when I measured this one, thinking they're both the same size, I wasn't paying attention. I had gotten the measurements for this 20 gallon. So when I ordered it, I ordered a 20 gallon instead of the 16 gallon over here, which the best thing about it is it'll bolt in here just as well. You've got the same brace there, and then you've got this one back here. Which one is it? It's this one. 2, 3, 4. It's here somewhere. Yes, that one too. 1, 2. Something like that. I know that it bolts in. That's all that matters. And that's what I'll do. Oh, it's these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. I believe it's the same thing. But I'm going to make it work. It's going to work, believe me. And we're going to put it all back together with a brand new 20-gallon tank that I've got right there. I'm going to clean up and spray that just so it blends in with the rest of the truck. Yeah, it looks like the braces are in the same place. Just the tank hangs out a little bit longer. Yeah, that's what it is. I'll be getting me some new shocks on here. Check out my 2-inch drop shackles. That'll be just fine. But hey, that's what we got going on. I'm telling you, if you pull the 16, I've got a customer here. I'll get back with you. So I got all the clamps and everything done today. Got them all welded up, got them all painted up, got them all ready to go. Got the bumper off. Woo! All you gotta do now is go get the other bumper and take some of this hardware off here, put on the other one and rehang it after I get this finished wire brushing it down real good, blowing it off, cleaning it. Bug, what are you looking at? But I know what she's looking at. See if I can see what she's looking at. Is there a deer over there somewhere? Bug, what you looking at? I don't see it. Usually when she's looking like that, there's a deer over there or something. They're always over here in my yard. But anyway, got a long way today. I did a lot of welding. That new welder, it worked pretty good once I learned what I was doing. Never welded in my life. It's a flux welder. I had to get the helmet right, because every time I was starting to weld, I didn't know how to adjust it. And it was just, I could see what I was doing until I started welding, and it went dark and I couldn't even see what I was trying to weld. But I got better at it as it went along, to where I actually feel like I could do it pretty well now. Next time, whatever else I got to weld next. But this is the truck, and this is what I got going on. Appreciate you guys watching this truck since the day one, everything I've done to it. I don't know what Bug's up to. I don't know what Nico's up to. Nico! That's my new little buddy. There's my girl. But let's see, I got the gas tank out. And we're going to move along. Woo. Like, share, subscribe. Comments. Hey. Whatever you got to say, say it. It's a lot of hard work for a person. I talked to a guy yesterday, and I think I might even let him put the cam and the heads on my truck. He's talking about yanking the motor, putting on new gaskets, putting it all back together for me. Nico! He's not listening. New oil pan gasket, because I had to take the timing chain cover out the front, and some other things. You know what it all entails. And put it all back. That's about all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Bye.